All right, Justin. If I say Sweet Caroline, what are you going to say?
Don't I go, da, da, da?
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Right.
So we were at we had our open house last night, and we had probably about 40 people in the place from the church, and just all over the place. You've done that sort of thing, I'm sure, where, I don't know, and just everybody all around have a little Christmas party, and we did a little sing-along. I got my guitar out, and we were singing some Christmas songs, and we were singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and we were singing the frosted window panes and something else, and it's something like this.
What is that? I don't even know.
It's a Christmas waltz.
Okay, don't know it.
It's that time of year when the world does something about Christmas. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas, may your New Year's dreams come true. You don't know that one?
No, man.
Anyway, we're singing a bunch of Christmas songs. We sing the Sleigh Ride, and we sing the White Christmas, and we're winding it down. We sing Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, where it's like Christmas, snow's on the ground, Christmas, and then watching it fall, Christmas, and it's just a real upbeat kind of Christmassy song. And then for the very last song, I say, all right, everybody, we're going to sing us a party song now. This is a party. We're going to sing a party song. And I start playing Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
And the crowd is not necessarily...
not a Sweet Caroline crowd.
Not necessarily. Yeah, you wouldn't think so. I didn't think so. And I said, we're going to sing a party song. And if you don't sing at the right spot, I'm going to yell at you and teach you all how to party. And they're like, oh, okay. And I start playing it. And I got to Sweet Caroline. And everybody in the room shouted, ba, 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 and I was so happy. I mean, that was like the Christmas miracle for me, because I wasn't expecting it at all. And when it happened, I was just like, oh, they know it! I was so thrilled. It was wonderful. It makes me want to sing Sweet Caroline at church.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, you're not sick.
That's probably the most singing they probably ever did.
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the rest of the songs they were singing with us, but when we got to that, they were ba, ba, ba. And I tell you, I was so happy. I should have told Leia to get the camera out so that she could take a picture of all that, but I didn't even think to do it. Because I thought I was going to be yelling at everybody. Because I was down in...
You were prepared to yell at it.
I was prepared.
Like, oh, I gotta figure out what the rest of the words of this song are now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, all I know of the whole song is Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. That's it.
Yeah.
But they all sang it. I was like, oh, it's a Christmas miracle.
And then you're all like, can you all teach me the rest of the lyrics?
And it turns out one of the guys is a huge Neil Diamond fan. He could have taught me the rest of the lyrics. In fact, while I was playing, he even came up behind me and started singing along with me, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
It made me really happy.
Did you get to one point where you're like, this is a really hard song, guys. It has a B in it, and it hurts my fingers when you do the B. It hurts my fingers when you do the B.
That's a hard one. It's a hard one.
It's hard chord, guys. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Is there a B in Sweet Caroline?
Not in the arrangement I was playing. Forget that.
Good call.
That's right. I'm going to cut out a B if there's a B.
You're like,
I don't mind a B
right?
minor. That's right. I don't mind a B minor. I'm okay with that.
I learned how to do a B.
Yeah.
A modified B.
Oh, you're faking it, huh?
I faked it, baby.
But I was telling Clint tonight, because I'm playing guitar for the Christmas Eve service, and I was telling, and he said something to me about how I was faking it through one of the songs. And I was like, Clint, that's all of guitar playing. All of guitar playing is faking your way through it. None of it's real. The guys who can play the guitar for real, they're all professionals. Yeah. They all get paid
us in church, not professionals.
Not professionals. We fake it. Fake it all the way through.
Fake it till you make it. Oh!
It's exactly what I do.
We said it at the exact same time. Mm-hmm. That's a Christmas miracle.
It is. There's Christmas miracles all over the place.
You just gotta know where to find them. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's your two favorite facially blessed individuals with a Christmas miracle aiming to misbehave on this glorious glorious evening. And that's right, folks. The Two Bearded Preachers. Merry Christmas.
If we misbehave, does that mean that we go from the nice list to the naughty list on Santa's list?
It's a great question. I like to think that Santa likes our misbehavior as preachers.
So you're saying that Santa Claus, while he's got his strict rules of naughty and niceness, that he might misbehave a little bit himself? What do you think?
I venture to say that Santa listens to the podcast.
Oh yes, definitely.
He listens to the podcast and he thinks these guys are so naughty. It's so nice. That's what I venture to say. You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
All right, so because I'm like, yeah, this is where we don't act. We don't. The podcast is where we just kind of let loose a little bit. We goof around and joke and everything. We talk a lot about like why we like to do that, and we tell it's something that you don't hear preachers do too much. And so I'm in Starbucks yesterday, meeting with somebody and talking about baptism and things like that. I'm doing my thing.
Are you in favor of it? Are you pro baptism?
I'm pro baptism.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Me too. We're on the same page. All right.
Well, there we go. We're one step closer to being best friends forever.
That's right.
So, anyways, we're talking, and then I get up. Because like when I drink coffee, it just goes right through my system. It goes right through my system. Yeah, it goes right through my system. So I'm like, all right, man, I gotta go bow. He's like, all right, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go to work. And I was like, okay, no problem. He gives leave, and then I turn around, and there's like a lady, an older lady, and a younger gentleman that are sitting at the table behind me, and she stops me. And she's like, hey, Justin, how you doing? And I'm like, she knows me, and I know her. I'm like, fine, man, how you doing? And then I guess she hadn't seen me in a couple months, and the beard is just. Well, let's just say it's glorious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very distinctive.
I was going to say your beard is glorious. You've grown it back out a little bit.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. But like when I'm in the pulpit, I've got my hair done a little nice, and I'll wear a nice shirt. I still have the glorious beard. But when I'm out, like just regular, like Monday, Tuesday, I dress a little nicer. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm just laid back, chill. Camo hat on, just straight, don't care, flannel shirt. I'm living it up, and I'm like, that's how I am.
Yeah.
And she's looking at me, and she's like, that
Casual
beard,
Thursday.
Oh, that beard is just getting so big right now. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, you've got some gray in it, and I say, yeah, right, yes, I do. She goes, no, are you going to keep growing it long, or are you going to cut it off? And I go, well, I'm not cutting this off. And there's like a younger gentleman there, and he's like, I am talking to him a lot. So I'm not cutting this off. She goes, well, why not? And I go, because this is the moneymaker. Okay, that's what I call this. I call this the moneymaker. And the guy, and she goes, what is it, the moneymaker? And the kid's sitting there. He's like probably, he's probably in his early 20s. He goes, look at it. That's why it's the moneymaker. Look at that. It's awesome. And I'm like, thank you, man. Appreciate that. But then I go to explain. I said, well, one of the things that I do is we have a podcast, and I do it with my best friend, and he has a beard just like me, and and when I start talking about that, like I start getting out the business cards, start handing out the two bearded. I start handing out Two Bearded Preachers business cards. They're like, oh, I really like your logo. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man, appreciate that. He goes, this is awesome. And I was like, yeah. Have you ever seen the Two Bearded Preachers business card? It's just two beards, and on the back, the website, which is www.twobeardedpreachers.com, all one word. Okay. So anyways, I hand him the cards and everything like that. She goes, and then the lady goes, well, it's a podcast. I'm nice. I go, actually, and I point to the young man and said, well, he could probably help you out with that right there. He goes, yeah. And I go, it's basically like just where people talk on it. It's like a radio show in a sense, but it's on the internet. And she's like, oh, well, I'm definitely going to listen to this. And I go, that's fine. You're probably going to hate it. You're probably gonna hate it. And she's like, why? I was like, because we just talk about random stuff. She's like, well, like what? And I start bringing up like our podcast, and I was like, well, like for example, this one episode was about looting and shooting straight, and she's just like, what? Why would you talk about that? Why not? You know, and how many TVs? Then I start reading the description. How many VCRs do you think you can carry out of a store while you're looting it? You know, and she's just like,
"It's a good question."
That's what two preachers are talking about. I'm like, yeah, why? I don't know. We just did.
I think I'm good for about 6. I can get 3 under each arm, I think.
You think you could get 3 under each arm?
I think so, yeah. What kind of box are you talking about? You're talking about well, they're smaller inches.
Nowadays, but we're talking if we were looting back in the 80s, then we couldn't get 3. Those things were huge, man. The show's about nothing. It's about 2 guys talking. And then she's just like, and then I just told her she would hate it, and she laughed. And
you know how to sell it, don't you?
Yeah, I'm like, the young guy goes, and then she goes, well, how would I listen to this? And the young guy goes, I'll help you figure it out. I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's how I sell the show. So
I've had some people ask me about it, and some folks, if they're not computer literate, I say there's no way for you to listen to it. It's like, do you have a flip phone? Why, yes, I do. I've had it since 97. It's like, okay, that's not going to work.
Not going to work. Yeah.
Do you have a computer at home? No. I used to have a Commodore 64. Will that do it? I don't think so.
Or the Atari 2600, stream it. No.
Yes, it will. The Atari 2600.
You're going to have to order the podcast on cartridges and shove it.
That's right. Yeah. We'll send you a DAT.
Yeah. Well, we can put it on a floppy disk.
Yeah. No. A floppy disk holds 1.44 megabytes, and each episode is like 30, 40.
Yeah, we'll send you 30 floppy disks.
Yeah, we'll send you 30 floppy disks.
It'll be like a stack of these. Like, okay, put one in. It's like 2 words.
I'll send it to you on a cassette in the mail, and it'll be good to go.
Like, well, can I get this in vinyl? Can I get the podcast in vinyl?
Yes. That would be nice. The sound quality would be so sweet. It would be like really they were in the room.
Yeah, but it's still a bad idea.
Well, yeah, but it's still spectacular.
Yeah. How can we not sound good?
It's funny. The lady asked you, why would you be talking about that? It's like, well, what sort of conversations do you have with your friends? I mean, it's like, isn't that what like normal people talk about? How many VCRs you could loot in a looting scenario?
I talk about knitting sweaters, and I talk about all my medication, and I talk about Jesus. I'm like, hey, that's what we talk about too. Yeah. We literally just talked about 2 of those 3, and I'm not interested in knitting sweaters. So yeah, just do that.
Do you know what I think would be?
You can call it a show. And one day, maybe you'll make money doing it. She was all like, have you made money doing this? I said, no. No, not at all. Well,
we spend money doing it.
Yeah, we spend money doing this. Why do you call it the money maker then? I said, well, eventually it's going to make some money.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Beardo is already making you money. That's a given.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm earning treasures in heaven with this sucker right now.
That's right. And that's how you maintain your congregation, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a part of it.
Absolutely.
Do you know who else has a pretty righteous beard?
Who's that?
Jolly old Saint Nicholas.
He does. That guy's pretty popular.
And I bet if you asked him, he would tell you that the beard is his moneymaker as well.
Absolutely. If he didn't have a beard, what's he going to do?
Yeah. Now, I explained my theory of Santa before, and if you guys go back and look at, I know it's on the YouTube channel, and I know it's on the Facebook page, but it's not in the feed. It's not in the RSS feed for the podcast. But if you go to the... No. If you go to
was it a separate... It was a separate
It was a separate thing, yeah. But it might be... I might have gotten it all wrong. It might be that Santa's able to do his magical work, not because he grinds up all the elves and uses their bones as magic, but because his beard is the moneymaker, and that is the source of his power. That could be it.
It's true.
It's a distinct
That makes more sense. It makes a whole lot more sense, the whole grinding up of elves.
I think the grinding up... Go back and listen to it. If you guys are wondering about it, go back, get on our YouTube channel, go back and listen to it, get on the Facebook page and listen to it.
It was so weird. He just started bringing this up. When was it? It was back in...
It was like in October or something.
Yeah, I was going to say. It was so weird. He's like, hey, you want to talk about Santa Claus? It's like, I guess so.
Hey, man, I've thought a lot about Santa.
You have.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything weird or wrong with him because the guy brings you gifts, dude.
Yeah, I know. We've been through this.
I know. I'm just saying, he brings you gifts.
I'm with you.
How can he be bad?
I'm not saying anything bad about jolly old Saint Nick.
Yeah, you just watch your mouth, okay?
You watch your mouth. I just suggested that maybe he has his power from his beard. You should get behind this idea.
I am, but I'm regressing back to our last conversation about Santa Claus.
Back in time. It's like, watch your mouth. I know what you're thinking. Grinding up elves, evil Santa, watch your mouth. Bad. Do you know what I figured out the other day? My little dog Molly, do you know who she looks like?
Who?
She looks like the Grinch's dog.
Oh, yeah?
That's about almost exactly the look that she has. She's kind of shaggy. She's got a stupid look on her face. She's probably smarter than her owners.
Is her stupid look stupider than this look right here? Look at him.
I don't think so.
Look how dumb he looks. Look how dumb he looks. Hey, buddy,
Ricky Bobby looks a little confused.
What's going on? Say hi to Mr. Martin. Yeah, that's the other bearded preacher. Are you tired? You look like you're falling asleep, pal. What have you been doing all day? Doesn't he look tired?
I guess. I mean, he's not running around, so that's different.
Hey. You can give me a kiss? He doesn't give kisses.
Oh, my.
We put heads together like this. Right, Ricky? All right. You want to lay back there? Go lay down. Go lay down. Get your butt away from me. There we go. All right.
Oh, man. Podcast gold.
Shove that dog out of the way. Lay down. He's not going to leave me alone now. That's the problem. You show Ricky a little bit of attention, and he won't leave you alone.
When you hold a dog up to, like, a TV or a computer, do you think they realize what's going on?
No, they're dogs. They're stupid. No.
You don't think they... Like, if a dog sees what's going on TV, does he recognize that what's happening on the TV isn't real? Or do you think they think it's real? Martin,
dogs are stupid. I'm sorry. Everybody thinks dogs are smart.
No. They're dumb. They're very simple.
I watched this guy lick his butt for about 30 minutes straight the other night. And
don't be
just going to town, like, man. And I was like,
do it if you could.
No, definitely not. I was just like, this is dumb. You know, I've seen this dog lick his butt for 30 minutes straight, drink out of the toilet, all right, and just some of the dumbest thing in the world, like run into walls, you know. Oh gosh, it's just he's so dumb. So maybe no, I don't think no, it's just a dumb issue. Hey, stop that, all right? Oh gosh, you know, he's just not a smart dog. Just not a smart dog. So I don't think dogs know anything.
No, they don't know nothing?
No, man. No.
Well, bark at
the wrong stuff. Like, here's like a doorbell on the TV and starts barking. Hate that so much. Just want to punch him. I literally shove the dogs out of bed if they start barking. Before they bark before 6 o'clock, I just shove them out of bed.
Why do you let your dog sleep in your bed? I would never do it.
Well, Killer is basically on his last leg. He's on his way out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that guy, he barely can walk.
Well, he's old.
Yeah, he's real old. He's losing his teeth and everything. And so, like, he just always has slept in the bed. Yeah. And he's, you know, I'm not going to make that guy sleep in a crate. But Ricky, he doesn't always sleep with us. He sleeps a lot of times. But in the mornings, he'll come into the bed. But he'll sleep a lot of times with Toby. He'll sleep with Toby a lot. Or underneath Toby's bed. Yeah. He'll just go. He's just
That's a good place for a dog.
Yeah, he's just he's a free spirit. He doesn't just have to be locked down into one bed. He
likes to shake it up.
He likes to shake it up a little bit, you know? Yeah. So that's Ricky. But yeah, man, those dogs are stupid. I'm sorry.
You guys went out to the SeaWorld today?
Yeah. We go late. Like, we went at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because, like, you got passes. You don't go.
No.
Don't go in the morning. That's stupid.
You go when everybody else is out of there.
Stupid. But the thing is, everybody was there tonight.
See the lights,
They had the Christmas tree lighting thing show, which I'm going to clarify this. I am not being, like, grumpy or grinchy. I'm not being grumpy or grinchy. But
okay. Because you're a Christmas-loving kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I love Christmas. But, like, I'm sitting there, I'm watching I'm getting ready for, like, the the Christmas trees that go off. They're supposed to go off at 6 o'clock. We got there right at 6 o'clock, and we're like, all right. Perfect. We saw the Clyde and Seymour show, Christmas show.
Oh, yeah.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
Was it?
Man, the animals were all messing up. It was like, let me tell you something. That otter.
For you.
That otter was probably, I think that otter was drinking. I swear, that otter was off all night long. He's totally drinking the entire night. I swear. He's on the sauce. And so,
you want to know what it is? He's got a big head. He thinks he's got the show all under control.
Messed up like
so he just does
4 or 5 times.
Wants.
Just didn't show up. One time he got cute and he didn't even come out.
Man, what it's just disrespectful to the audience.
Yeah. I'm like,
that otter's got an attitude problem.
Yeah, the fame's gone to his head. The fame has gone to his head.
Hey, does he have a ottertude problem?
Yeah, he's got an ottertude. Yeah, that's very good.
That's hard to say. Ottertude problem.
Ottertude problem. So, the Clyde and Seymour show, I was just kind of like a little disappointed. Everybody else liked it, but I was a little disappointed. Yeah. And then we go to see the Christmas trees get lit up and everything. And, they're just like, first of all, they're like, okay, everybody count with us on. They're getting ready to light it up on their count. They're like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing happens.
Nothing?
Had to wait another 5 minutes for it to come on.
Oh, my.
I was just like, listen here. I realize this is a big production, but we're talking SeaWorld. You get this on you should be able to knock that out of the park right there. Yeah, that doesn't make no sense to me. And so I was just like... They trained
dolphins to jump in the air. It should be pretty easy to coordinate lights coming on a tree.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And
maybe they should put the dolphin in charge.
Probably. That otter would probably do a pretty good job. But then all the family goes...
he's already been dropping the ball. He already pooped the bed.
You don't want to put... I felt like the guy doing the light show and the otter were like in cahoots. They probably wouldn't have got a couple drinks after like the regular business hours, and then they they got back to work, and they're like,
well, it is SeaWorld, and that's isn't that Anheuser-Busch Park, or is
yes, it is
different now?
Well, there's got a lot of beer there. There's a lot of beer there. Right. Yeah, so I don't know if it's Anheuser. Yeah, I think it is. So the Christmas trees start going off finally after like 5 minutes later, and I'm mocking it already because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And like the guys that are running it are like 3 feet away from me. And Faye's like, Justin, shut up. They're right over there. And I was like, well, they better get their game faces on and do this. This is unacceptable. So Faye finally goes off and everything. And I was just like, it was impressive for the scale that it was on. Yeah. Okay. But I was just like, their color schemes are horrible. Like, I was just like, this is horrible. I didn't like, the music was good. No, I didn't, it's like they randomly picked the colors for their color palette that they were doing. Like, oh, let's just do, doop, 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 and I was like,
if you have a good color palette, it solves a lot of problems. It looks great with a good color palette.
At one point, like these trees are lighting up, and it's like motion lights and everything. It's like a LCD show on these trees. Yeah. It's like a TV screen almost. Yeah. At one point, I'm like, looks like a giant candy corn, man. That's what it looked like. Like, your colors are all off, man. This looks like a giant candy corn tree. This is stupid. Not to mention, the trees that were closest to us weren't even working for 3/4 of the show.
Oh, no.
How dare they, man? How dare they? Like, somebody...
Disrespectful
and fuse... Disrespectful and churlish. So, like, they weren't even going
to war, Balake?
Go see the principal. So I was just like, so I mocked it the entire time. It was great.
Okay. And do you think that made those gentlemen's Christmas better? You mocking their hard work and determination? They were probably, man, I had put in the requisition form to get the right timers here, but Joe Bob didn't fill out the right TPS report, so we didn't get it back in time.
And have it on his desk by 5:30.
And I can't get this part now. And this part would fix everything because I don't have the part. Joey Bob's got to flip 4 switches in perfect timing, and he can't do it because he's got bad rhythm.
And I've got this guy with his glorious beard just mocking me uncontrollably.
Joe Bob's distracted by the beard and its majesty.
His Majesty, so he can't flip the switch. Yeah. I'm like, well, that wouldn't be the first time the beard has distracted somebody from doing their job.
Happens all the time.
I'm like, the axe, it's like, when we walk by, it would be like, if we walk by like it'd be like a woman walking by a construction site. That's pretty much happens to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like exactly the same thing.
I've had people yell out their cars at me.
Yeah.
Hey, nice beard.
Beard.
Thanks. You too. And I go, they'll yell, hey, nice beard. I'm like, stay bearded, brother. That's what I say.
Welcome to intermission. Yeah, intermission.
The bushier, the better.
Just like the presidency. You're like, what? What?
That's good. That was really good. No, that's really good.
Don't pretend. Like you don't like George Bush.
You love George Bush.
I do. I don't even make any jokes about it. I don't try to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
W all day. I'd vote for him again.
Yeah. Are you ready for Christmas?
Like, as far as what?
Are you church wise?
Yeah, I'm still no. I got my sermon set for Sunday. I'm still putting together the Christmas Eve service. I had rehearsal tonight with Clint where we were working it out together. And I think it's looking pretty good because it's going to be real pared down. You know what I mean? We don't want any of our musicians to have to do anything, or
you mean on Sunday morning?
On Saturday night on our Christmas Eve service. Okay. Everything's going to be real relaxed. We keep the lights low, which is not normal for us. Normally we have the lights up all the time. Keep the lights low on Christmas Eve. We do what we're going to have is like a song and a reading and a song and a reading and a song and a reading.
Do you do a candle lighting service?
Yeah, we're gonna have the Lord's Supper, and then we're going to light candles, and we'll say a prayer, and we'll close in a song, then blow out the candles and leave, and call it a day.
We don't do candles anymore.
No, you don't do candles?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Carpet.
You got a new carpet?
Yeah. Can't do it with a new
when you got an old carpet, you can
do whatever you want. Pouring that candle wax all over, like splish splash, no one cares.
That's right.
One year I had we had like the entire stage filled with candles. Like just like the steps and everything. It looked cool. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you a second, man. It was a mess. And we had to clean a lot. It was brutal. So, but it was kind of cool.
See, in a couple of years, we're going to have to redo our whole sanctuary.
Yeah.
So I figured let's throw the wax around, man. Let's blow it out of the water. Why not?
So we're going to do the Christmas Eve service. We got that. We're doing like the theme this year was the night before Christmas. And it's all about how Jesus was always the plan, and like I'm talking on Christmas Eve, I'm talking about how Jesus was he was the reason for the season before there was ever a season. And it's just that whole idea that, basically referring to God's omniscience and God's perfection and everything. And so that's what this whole series has been really about. And so I'm talking about that on Christmas Eve to kind of wrap up "'Twas the Night," and then Christmas Day, I talk about it's basically "'Twas the day after Christmas," and I talk about how basically I do the illustration is it wrong for Christians to give gifts on Christmas, and I talk about how I don't think that it is, as long as we're focused on Christ as the gift that was given to us, and it's and so I do kind of like a spiel on that, but basically that leads into saying that it's not wrong for us to give gifts on Christmas as Christians.
Is that like an issue? Are there people who say it's wrong to give gifts on Christmas?
There are some people. There's some Christians out there and Christian leaders that don't believe you should be celebrating Christmas at all. So
okay, yeah, I've heard some of that stuff.
Yeah,
but those guys are normally the kind of fellers who say you shouldn't celebrate any holiday, that you should only celebrate the Lord's Day. Is that the vibe? That kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
I'm kind of playing off that a little bit for Sunday.
Is that something folks are like aware of?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just up here. No one's aware of that.
Well,
like that's a real. That group isn't around here. Like folks who think
around here, everybody's a lot.
No,
I think everybody's around here. Everybody has a lot of different opinions, and everybody's very social. You know. When we talk about like social media and stuff like that, and they can say and do whatever they want.
They're all playing on Facebook and Snapchats and.
But anyways, the whole point of the whole thing is to say that it's not wrong for a Christian to give give and receive gifts on Christmas. But I'll say what is wrong is when that's the only time we give and receive gifts. And the idea behind that is that every day from here on out, we should be sharing the gift of God, the love of Jesus Christ with everybody we come in contact with. And so it's kind of like I always feel like the day after Christmas or the Sunday after Christmas is like the setup to start moving towards Easter. That's kind of what I envision it as, So
you're going to be in the Gospels from Christmas until Easter?
Not all the way, but a lot.
But primarily.
Yeah, and then like the first 3 weeks of the year are kind of vision stuff and we're going to be focusing a lot on evangelism for our kind of a beginning of the year push kind of thing. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. But this week, the day after Christmas, kind of starts in on the beginning of our kind of vision pushing series.
Yeah.
So, but it works out, and I like it, and but that's what we're doing. So I saw you posted on Facebook something about churches that don't have church on Sunday.
Yeah, I was just asking the question, and I think my brother had the best response. My question was, should churches cancel their services when Christmas falls on Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people said, no, you shouldn't cancel your services. You should still have it, and that's fine. I had one person said yes. It was Chris Houlihan from It's the Future Baby. He said,
do they even do that show anymore?
No, they don't do it anymore, and it's a shame. I liked it.
What happened to it? What?
I don't know. I haven't asked him, but I imagine he just got busy. Either that or that dude tried to steal his wife.
That's what I think happened.
I think they just got busy, but but it wouldn't surprise me.
What was the other dude's name?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's even around anymore. He might be dead in the desert somewhere.
I like that show. I thought they were funny, and I like their take on things. But
okay, so what was Chris's reason for?
He didn't give a reason. He just said, yeah, they should. But most of the people said, no, you shouldn't do that. But my brother said, you asked the question wrong. Instead of saying, should they cancel services, you should ask, is it a problem if churches do? And I thought about that for a while, and I had to think, well, if the eldership of the church decides that that's what they want to do, game on. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's like my personal preference is to value the Lord's Day more than any holiday. Like if my birthday falls on Sunday, I'm still gonna be to church. Even if I take that particular Sunday off and I'm not working, I'm still gonna be to church that day.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I go on vacation and it's Sunday, I'm gonna be to church. Because church is like a blessing for the Christian. It's a gift to us. It's the fellowship of believers is one of the means of grace. It's one of the good things that God has given to us to encourage us in the faith and help us to maintain our walk and to build us up. You know, spurring us on to love and good works, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be to church either way. But the question, if you ask the question, is it a problem if a church cancels service on a Sunday? I gotta say no. If it's not a problem if that's what their leadership have decided to do.
Well,
it's not my preference.
Well,
but
that question, I don't know if that question is really even good either, because you gotta put it in there, because like, is it a problem if the church cancels a service on Sunday? That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But is it a problem if a church cancels a church on Sunday when it falls on Christmas?
Yeah.
That's actually a totally different question, really.
Well, I mean, it's a more specific question.
It is a more specific question, because like we went through that 4 years ago. We went through this whole thing 4 years ago at our church, and I think what it is that I think the larger churches typically don't do services because of how many volunteers is needed to do that. Do the whole thing, to do the
They've
production.
got a big production.
Yeah, and so I understand that. I totally understand that. But like a smaller church, I don't know why they do, because we attempted 4 years ago. This happens every 4 years, okay, where Christmas falls on Sunday. We attempted to do it 4 years ago, and I got I got death threats, basically.
Whoa,
like
that's serious, huh?
People were so mad that we weren't going to do a service on Christmas Day. And the funny part is the people that got the maddest, like some of the people that were the maddest, didn't even show up. And so I was like, whatever. But we did it.
Ain't that always the way, though, dude?
After we did it, though, yeah, it is. But after we did it that year, because it was just like I had a more of appreciation for it when we did it, and I was just like, that was good. I like that, because what we did was, and we do this for Christmas Eve too. We simplify it. Yeah, meaning that like there is the only things that are basically like we have everything inside the auditorium that's going on. So we have like the sound and the media, and then we have the band, and then we have like the cafe people doing stuff, and the greeters, and that's it. All the children's ministry, they have it all off. The kids come in the service, okay, and for some people that's a problem, but like our services are full of kids on Christmas Eve. And halfway through the service, kids gonna start screaming right in the middle of me preaching. Typically, hey, you know what I do? I just keep doing what I do. I keep preaching. And then
having kids cry during a service, I think that's a beautiful thing.
It's a blessing.
It is. It's great to see.
And everybody like when a kid cries during the service, like parents usually like, I'm so sorry for that. I'm like, number one, it don't faze me. All right, it don't faze me at all, because I just keep going, and I'll talk louder. I'll talk over that crying baby. So you ain't gonna.
I have a microphone. You
ain't gonna beat me, baby. You ain't gonna beat me. All right, I'm a preacher. You ain't
gonna beat me, baby.
These vocal cords right here. These vocal cords, they're blessed. Okay. All right, you ain't gonna beat me. I'll get my preacher voice out.
Oh no!
Then the Lord saith, It's so it just
elocution.
Did you like that? All right, so. Absolutely. So we had so Sunday morning and Sunday evening everybody's in the service, and then Sunday morning what we did was like we still do it, but it's super toned down. Like it's like typically if we do an hour-long service, 45 minutes. Yeah, where we come in, we take communion together like we do every week. We'll sing, and then my sermon, 15 minutes. And actually,
that's your gift to the congregation, right?
It's my gift to the congregation. Like, actually, the last last Sunday was a short sermon too, because we had children's stuff. Christmas Eve, I go short too. I go short on Christmas Eve because it's a blessing to have everybody there, and I just want to be short and concise, and I'm not preaching for 40 minutes up there. I don't think it's necessary.
Enjoy one another's company for a while.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then Sunday morning is the same thing. So it's everything is a lot more short. Now the problem with me is this: it's that I don't like preaching short sermons because I don't feel like I can develop it properly, and so that's the struggle for me. Like these Christmas sermons are the most difficult sermons for me, is because I intentionally go short, but it's more difficult for me to develop stuff that way.
I've gone short the past couple of weeks because I've been going through I'm just using one verse each Sunday. I'm going through John 1 through 5, and I'm doing one verse a Sunday. And Christmas Day we're doing verse 5. So mine's going to be very much on the victory of Christ. Yeah. How the darkness hasn't overcome the light that is in Christ. So that's which is not going to be your typical Christmas sermon. But it's going to be heavy on Christus Victor kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Not that it's going to be that particular view of the atonement necessarily, but that's going to be the focus. Is the power of Christ overcoming the darkness. But because I'm going through John, and John is more theologically heavy, like his concepts are more serious. It means that I have to shorten it up. I have to tighten up my sermons because I want to get the specific idea of the divinity of Jesus down, or that Jesus is active in creation down, or Jesus' vitality down, that in him is life, and that life is the light of men. That sort of stuff. No. So mine have been shorter, which is my gift to my congregation. Yeah.
Now, question, do you think, because I know a lot of guys, a lot of preachers are like, Christmas, all you do is you just talk about, the birth, you just talk about the birth of Jesus Christ, and that's all you do. Like, you talk about the wise men, you talk about, Mary and Joseph and everything. That's all you talk about. Like, you don't, you just keep it straight to the birth. But, for me, I always, I talk about the birth, mm-hmm. And it's, but more than anything, because I was thinking a lot about how I want every year. I don't do that. I never do that. Every year I talk more about, the plan of Christ. And it's he planned that he'd be born of a virgin. And that, every sermon that I preach during this series has been from the very beginning before. And I talk about how, this is how this, when I was talking about God's omniscience, and I feel like this is a perfect time when we talk about the coming of the incarnation of Christ. I think it's a perfect time to talk about, characteristics of God, who he is and what we believe in. And so the omniscience aspect of it comes into play big time because it's we don't know exactly when the plan, this is one I said last week. I said, we don't know exactly when the plan, the master plan came together, for Jesus. We don't know, but we do know this. It happens sometime.
We know.
Listen, I said this. Listen,
from eternity past. We know.
I said it happened before in the beginning. And I talk about, and I quote, Genesis 1:1, and so I said, we know it was before that. And so it's just that kind of, or that's what I've been talking a lot about. And then what every week that I end by saying, listen, it was always God's plan from before the beginning that Jesus would come, be born of a virgin, would live on this earth, perfect life, would die on, that would live on this earth, perfect without sin, and then begin his journey. That day, when I talk about when he was born, that was the beginning of his journey to the one. And I said this, and this is people might not like this, but I thought it was kind of clever. I said to the one true Christmas tree, which is the cross. I said that's where we're going. We're going to the cross, guys. And I've been preaching that for the last few weeks about how he was born to go to the cross, and that's where we're going. Beer and penguins. So, see?
Yeah.
Stupid dog. Barking. All right, I'm going to go beat this dog right quick. I'm not going to beat a dog, okay? I'm not going to beat the dog. I'm just going to put it someplace.
Don't call PETA or whoever. I think he might actually beat the dog. I'm not sure. He's out of frame right now. Faye just came out. She's looking for the dog, too. And both of them are out of frame. I don't know what's going on now. It seems to me like Ricky Bobby wants to be in the podcast. And he's got enough facial hair. I think he should be okay. We should let him talk a little bit. But I don't know.
Did you just keep talking?
Oh, yeah. I just kept talking the whole time.